Because
many atheists ask me, why does God allow evil in the world? Well, before answering that, I always ask the atheists, do they believe in good and evil? They say, yeah, I believe in good and evil. Well, atheists, if you believe in good and evil, you're basically believing in a moral law by which you can judge good and evil. If there wasn't a moral law by which you can judge good and evil, you can't judge good and evil. So if you believe in good and evil, you must believe in a moral law. Most atheists say, yeah, I'll give you that. There's a moral law. But then I say, if there's a moral law, there must be a moral lawgiver outside of ourselves. We ourselves cannot come up with a moral law subjectively because we contradict each other. Every human contradicts, and truth does not contradict. So if you believe in good and evil, you have to believe in a moral law to judge what is good and evil. If you believe in a moral law, you have to believe in a lawgiver. Now the atheists say, okay, I'll give you the moral law, but why do I have to believe in a lawgiver? And it's basically simple. Every time an atheist asks a question about morality, he's referring to a person or by a person or about a being. So real quick, you add self-worth, that the atheist philosophy doesn't have self-worth. You add self-worth to the question. You're basically saying that you have self-worth, and because you have self-worth, your question is even valuable. But the atheistic philosophy does not offer self-worth. So for you to ask the question of good and evil, you must have a moral law. To have a moral law, you must have a moral lawgiver. And to have a moral lawgiver is to basically say that God exists. But that's who the atheists deny. So if the atheists deny the moral lawgiver, they deny the moral law outside of themselves, and they deny that good and evil exists. So to ask the question is not to have God out of the paradigm, it's to have God in the paradigm. So there you go again. Atheists borrow from the Christian worldview to attack the Christian worldview. So why does God allow good and evil? You have to first assume that God exists to even say good and evil. And if God does not exist, your question of asking about good and evil is invalid.